Sort of ironically, considering that we just finished January 6th, most notable, historic event in which someone refused to accept the fact that they'd lost an election, we have that sort of spreading. A GOP judicial candidate who lost their race to become a justice is attempting to throw away tens of thousands of ballots so that they can, in fact, win, even though they didn't. And the issue is that it's not just one candidate that's doing that. The North Carolina Supreme Court has blocked state officials earlier this week from certifying the re-election of the person who actually won the race, incumbent Democratic Justice Allison Riggs. So the board had been set to certify the victory for Riggs as the winner in what was admittedly one of the closest races around the country. So the initial vote count had her ahead by 734 votes out of more than 5.5 million cast. So they did a recount, which obviously you're going to because it's so close. That confirmed the margin. And then they did a partial hand recount. And at the end of that, her margin had actually increased. So they've already checked it twice now. And that obviously is not going to satisfy the candidate or the other Republicans in the state that want a Republican to win. And so they're going to try to take this to the brink and see if they can somehow steal this seat. So Jefferson Griffin, the other candidate in this race, challenged about 60,000 ballots cast by voters who have not provided election officials with their driver's license number or the last four digits of their social security number. So Democrats who control the state elections board rejected this argument last month, I should say, and Griffin asked the state Supreme Court to prevent the elections board from including those ballots in its final tally. So that's the sort of thing. They didn't include these numbers that I'm sure, Dinesh D'Souza will make a documentary about. The issue is that there's nothing in the law that says they have to. Like, it has nothing to do with the actual election. The only thing that truly matters here is that Griffin lost and would like to win anyway. And I can't even really blame Griffin. That's just what Republicans do now. Carrie Lake basically still refused to admit that she lost her two statewide elections in Arizona. Donald Trump was willing to initiate a coup to win after losing. And so why wouldn't you see that start to become the utter norm? Now, look, I can't tell you in the end what's going to end up happening here. The fact that there has been no proof, no evidence of voter fraud or anything would seem to make it difficult to just outright steal one of these judicial spots. But that doesn't mean they won't do it. They've stolen elections before, Sharon. What do you think about this? Where do you see it going?
We're already seeing that this is going to happen at some point outright. Remember when Trump lost in 2020, he had a lot of people around him, who some now indicted, who said, just don't leave. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
Just don't leave. Just stay put. Declare yourself the winner and move on. Even talked about martial law and all kinds of ways to enforce this. So I think that because of that, because of him and the trend he started so ugly, that this is going to happen at some point. And it's probably going to happen at the state level. So we'll see.
Yeah, and related to that, by the way, so we just had January 6th. The election was certified, went off without a hitch because obviously the the Democrats aren't little babies. They can actually admit when they've lost. But everybody should remember, if Trump had lost, he would have tried to steal it. That's a guarantee. I don't know how far they would have gone. I don't know exactly what it would have looked like, if it would have been fake electors again, if it would have been mobs, maybe in D.C., maybe in state capitals. I can tell you, and I would bet every cent I have, they would have tried to steal it. And maybe when Vance runs next time, and if he loses, which he probably will because Donald Trump's presidency is going to be a massive failure, maybe he'll try to steal it. Because what they've discovered is there's no risk. Just do whatever you want. Break whatever law you want. And it's all upside. If it succeeds, then you get to win. You get the power. And if it doesn't, what's the difference? They don't lock you up for it. They lock up regular people. Like if you're a fan of Vance and you storm the barricades on his behalf, you'll go to jail. But he won't. So why not just do it? That's why we need to make an example of these people. Donald Trump should be rotting behind bars. Instead, he's going to be rotting in the White House. I'm glad about the rotting, but I don't like the location. I think we could have sent a very strong signal to other people who want to flout our law and our Constitution, and we unfortunately declined to do so. Any other final thoughts, Sharon?
Nope, you're spot on. I forgot that there is no consequence for this too. So yeah, listen, this is the direction that some in America, an overwhelming amount in this election, even though the numbers were somewhat close, decided they wanted to take this thing. They don't care about what was left of democracy or the name or the thought the illusion of democracy, they're ready for this. And so now we all have to buckle up. And every time I hear you say 4 years, it's like trauma to me. And I'm not blaming you, but it's like when you say it, then I remember, oh yeah, it's not just gonna, he's gone next week. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, it might not be 4 years.
I understand that nugget thing again, or maybe natural. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
Not
we'll see.
it,
I don't know why my fingers did that. What happened to my fingers? I'm having a spasm. It must be the air quality. It's doing it again.